What's up, guys? I'm going to be giving you guys my overall settings for the new Call of Duty Black Ops 6 Warzone integration. If you guys are wondering why my settings over anybody else, if you don't know who I am a Call of Duty Warzone professional. I have over $300,000 earned. I most recently placed second at the $1 million World Series of Warzone LAN. The three things that you need to change in this game that you might not have realized automatically switch when you re-downloaded this game is make sure you type in sprint cancels reload, whether you're on controller or mouse and keyboard. If you go to controller, make sure you set this to off. This is a really annoying setting that makes it impossible to run if you're an auto tac sprint user. Another setting is automatic parachute behavior, mouse and keyboard or controller. I'm controller, so I click this. Make sure that this is off. And for the third setting, make sure your field of view is changed back to whatever you use. It may have set it back to 90, just make sure that you change this again. To start with my basic controller settings, I use a scuffed Envision controller. I'm going to start at the top. Yes, I'm on controller. Button layout, I'm on tactical. So I like using tactical. I'm not used to paddles and whatnot. So I push my right stick, slide if you don't know what tactical is. My stick layout is just default, horizontal 7, vertical 7. Sensitivity is something that I think you should mess around with a lot. You shouldn't just choose somebody else's setting necessarily, but it is literally the most important setting in all of Call of Duty. All of this stuff I just have off. Bumper ping, I could see that maybe coming handy. That's not something that I personally need to use, but controller vibration on or off. I have no rumbles on my controller, so it doesn't matter. As for my dead zone inputs, left stick min 1, right stick min 5. My left stick is so lower is because when I'm using auto tac sprint and I'm pushing my left stick forward, I want immediate response time. Right stick, you don't ever want above 5. If you're getting a lot of stick jerk above 5, you should try. Probably get a new controller. If you can't, try your best to keep it as close to 5 as possible. Left trigger, right trigger. I have trigger stoppers, so I don't need to adjust this. But if you do not have trigger stoppers, I'd recommend putting them down to something like 13. This is what I had them before I had the trigger stoppers, actually was 13. As for my sensitivity multiplier, I have none of this changed besides my ADS sensitivity multiplier. I have this on 0.85 because I play on 7.7. I want to have a little bit of a lower ADS sensitivity multiplier just to make sure that I'm not missing a shot. Look inversion, standard. That's all personal preference. Target aim assist on, ADS aim assist on, of course. Motion sensor behavior off. Let's click on aiming advanced settings though. And we're gonna go down to our aim response curve and put this on dynamic. Why we choose dynamic over anything else is honestly dynamic just feels like you get the most aim assist, which when you're playing Call of Duty or any controller game, you wanna make sure you get the most aim assist as possible. As for movement, I highly suggest using tactical sprint assist, which is just automatic tac sprint. You push your left stick forward and you just run. You don't have to break in a bunch of new sticks by pushing it down over and over again. I'd highly recommend using tactical sprint assist. A mental assist off, crouch assist off, corner slice off. This is a really annoying setting. I'm not sure if this is something that you guys had on and get really annoyed about. If you ADS around a corner, then it will kind of make your character tilt, and it's really annoying, but to be more consistent, I just have it off. Slide dive behavior, I just recently changed this to hybrid. I noticed that it's a lot faster response time, and you can dive out of situations a lot better instead of just using tap to slide or slide only. Automatic airborne mantle on, sprint restore on, slide maintain sprint on, parachute automatic behavior. We went over this earlier, but in case you did not change it then, make sure you have this off. Mantle cancels reload on. Movement advanced settings, I don't think I've changed anything in here. For the combat, it's all basically just default settings. I haven't really changed much. One thing you'll notice is under armor plate behavior, I do have apply 1. I personally like this better because I can choose when I stop and I can choose when I don't want to plate anymore or when I want to keep plating. Some people will use apply all because they just want to click triangle or Y once to apply all of their plates, but this is just personal preference again. As for combat advanced settings, I don't have anything changed, but here are my settings. Whatever the default is, overlay behaviors, regular stuff. As for my advanced, all regular. Now we're going to be going over to my graphic settings, my display. I think this is all just based off your own system. You can see I had 4090 BenQ monitor, 240 hertz, reflex low latency. I think I'm not exactly sure the difference between this. I use on. I think it's based off of if your GPU is, if you have a stronger GPU than CPU, then you'd want to use on plus boost. I'm not exactly sure. Don't quote me on that one. As for the quality, we're just going to scroll through this stuff. One thing that's really important is fidelity cast. And then if you see X, show more, whatever it is for you. If your mouse and keyboard, you can just click on it. You want to make sure that this is at 100. Very important setting. NVIDIA DLSS frame generation, turn that off. You don't want DLSS. All of my settings are mainly low, you'll notice. even though I am running a beefy PC like a 4090 Ryzen 7950X. All my settings will be low because I want to get as much frames as possible. I have my texture resolution low, normal, depth of field, very important setting to have off. A lot of people will go months without even realizing the settings off. I think this is very important, so make sure you turn this off. Detail quality, normal, vertical resolution, low, off, low, shader quality, on-demand textures. I have this optimized, put it on 32. Local texture streaming quality, normal, low, normal, low, tessellation near, low, normal, and all. Now we're gonna go over to the view. One thing that you'll notice is I play in 120 FOV. I think this is an important setting to me. It makes me feel like I'm running a lot faster. A lot of people say like, oh, you run faster on PC. No, this is probably the setting that you're actually referring to. If you have 120, you're seeing more. It's more of like a fisheye lens. It seems like you're running faster. You're not actually. You just feel more cracked, and it seems like you get a little less recoil. It feels that way, at least. Another setting regarding recoil is we will use affected. I think you'll see every single pro use affected instead of independent. I think this is a very important setting. Make sure you put it on affected. It will seem like you're getting less recoil. You're not actually, but it will appear that way. Weapon field of view, default, third person 90, vehicle default, motion blur. When you see someone playing with motion blur on, usually you would think that that is a bot or just someone that doesn't know what they're doing. And that's why you're watching the settings video, so that I can tell you, turn this off. Please turn this off. World motion blur, weapon motion blur, turn these off. First person camera movement, third person camera movement, make sure these are by default 100% for some reason. I think more for a realism aspect, but I would highly recommend putting both of these on 50%. It'll just make you a lot less dizzy when you're playing the game. Third person ADS transition, just keep this on third person. Inverted flashbang, some people do prefer on. I personally prefer off, because when this is on, when you get flash, your screen goes completely black instead of white. And so I have this off because sometimes it feels like my monitor's turning off when I have it on and I get flash. As for my audio settings, it's basic stuff. I do use Art Tune. If you want to search up Art is War Tune, it can be something to kind of help boost your footstep audio. I would look up Art is War on YouTube and you can get his audio settings. Speaker output, this is just your output. Windows default. Enhanced headphone mode, I do not use this. I have not deep dove into this or tried enough, but from what I've heard, you don't use this. Audio mix, headphone bass boost. Some people try sucker punch if you use like IEMs, but I personally right now I'm enjoying bass boost. Audio off, all off. Hit marker preset. Some people like the old school classic sound. I just use default. Voice chat audio, this is all just your own audio. This is based on you. I have my volume down lower, but proximity chat, love proximity chat. You can get so much content out of it. It's hilarious. Body shield chat, same thing as proximity. I keep all this stuff on. Microphone level, blah, blah, blah. Make sure you have your settings right. This is all you. This is not something I would be able to help you with. As for my interface, it's all basically just normal stuff. All this default. Elementary, I do have my FPS counter, server latency, packet loss, and GPU temp. I was having GPU problems for a little bit. A while ago, I just kept my GPU temp just so I know if it ever gets too cold or too warm or whatever. Packet loss, it's very important to know when you're lagging. Same thing with server latency. You can kind of tell what servers you're on. Like, I know if I have 10 ping, I'm more than likely the LA server. If I'm on 80 ping, I'm on New York. Or if I'm on like 150, 160, I'm on the EU, right? FPS counter, just to know if you're hitching a lot. I personally like to know, so I know if something's up with my computer. Readability, this is all personal preference stuff, text sizes, etc. Color customization, I have changed my color customization a lot. I think most of this goes into multiplayer, but I just have white, red, purple, yellow. And then the color filter too. I do think the game looks a lot better this way. Something you could try. Gameplay HUD, make sure you have mini map shape on square. You get a lot more use out of your mini map rotation on. Make sure you're utilizing your mini map as much as you can. Right or off, compass type, horizontal. Again, it's all personal preference stuff, but I think that this is realistically the best. Crosshair, you want to make sure that you have it on. Center dot, larger, so you can see your dot a little more, but it's not corrupting your screen, so I put it on larger. Crosshair spread, keep this on. Opacity, if you don't really want to see your crosshair, you can turn it down a little bit. You can see example on the right side. but I have it 100%. I like to see my crosshair, and I like the color purple. That concludes the settings video. I hope that this helps you guys. I hope you learned something. I hope you try these out and break your PR. Make sure you guys stick around. I'm going to be posting a lot more high kill YouTube videos and a lot of informational short form videos. I live stream every single day on Twitch and YouTube, just Unrational. Again, if I helped you out today, please drop a like on the video. Make sure you subscribe. Let me know in the comment section your favorite thing about Call of Duty Black Ops 6 Warzone.